Kalimera, have a good day from Delphi in Greece. Today I'm not visiting the archaeological site because I did so last November. Instead, I'm going to explore the little village of Delphi, which is right around the corner where I'm studying right now. Later on, I will meet the other guys that are visiting the site, and we will hike together through 1 million olive trees to Kyra. Kyra is one of the two ports of Delphi. So let's explore this area together. Today is March the 1st, 2026. The temperature right now it's about 8 Celsius, but we have full sunshine, as you can see, thankfully, after all this rainfall. And it's a gorgeous place to visit today. The Greek Ministry of Tourism has decided that twice a month, in November, December, January, February and March, twice 2 Sundays will be free to go to all archaeological sites. The usual price to get to Delphi is 20 euros per person. So as you can imagine, a lot of day trips from all over the area are organized this day, and you see floods of Greek tourists visiting the site, and also Arachova, the little cosmopolitan town nearby, and perhaps a little less Delphi. So this is the entrance of Delphi, the village, and that's the valley. Can you see how vast it is? This is all covered in olive trees. And by the way, by the end of the valley is the Corinthian Gulf. There is Itea. Itea is a touristic small village, not far from where we're going, from Kyra. And I think this is where we're going to have our lunch. Oh wow, it's really nice. Contrary to Arachova that just passed by, Delphi feels very remote and deserted. There is hardly any shop open. I saw a bakery, but that's it. Everything else is closed. And maybe, I can see also a cafe opening now. Now it's almost 11 o'clock in the morning. Again, we see here the same fashion of many steps, as we see it in most Greek towns anyway. And over there, that's a bizarre. That looks abandoned, but it's a supermarket. Those two. Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe it is indeed a supermarket, but I have to walk all around to go to the other side, because both Arachova and Delphi have one way going up, one way going down. That's it. A lot of alleys that are connected with numerous steps. This is one of my favorite taverns. It's called To Patriko. It has this amazing yard. but it's closed. But I see right across This is open. Haha. And that's a nice place for a coffee, huh? So what's the story of this village? This Delphi, the village, didn't exist until late 19th century. The Archaeological Society had finalized the location of the Delphi archaeological site, which is about 800 meters from here, and they wanted to excavate there. The problem was that there was a village with the great grandparents of the residents of Delphi today, and I believe now we are in one of the schools. It says here high school, gymnasio. So they persuaded the residents there to move the village and to just a little to the north and rebuild it with their own expenses. So this is exactly what they did. They demolished the old Delphi, which was called, I believe, Castro, not Delphi, and rebuilt it in this position here. So this was actually founded only 130 or 50 years ago. It's a new village. It's not built on top of the archaeological site. And this is the cathedral of Delphi. I think it's St. Nicholas. And it is 20 to 12. I think I have to slowly start going back to Delphi. That's my new friend here. This is so sweet, so sweet. And there is looks quite old. Agios Konstantinos, Saint Konstantinos. And look at the view, guys. Magnificent. I need a coffee. This is the second main road of Delphi, and it has a few jewelry shops, Tassos, and some hotels. And I noticed this strange phenomenon today of a lot of, can you see the birds over there swirling in the air? I don't know why they're doing this. Is it some mating? Can you see it? Or this lenses is too far? Yeah, maybe. Okay, some statistics. I think I told you that this was founded in late 19th century, and more precisely in 1893. Oh, look at all those steps. It has about 2,370 residents. That's Taverna Dion. Already cook, and they smell something really nice. Souvlaki Gyros pita. And it is built at 632 meters. It's a bit, oh, maybe I can have a coffee here. It's souvlaki, but I think they don't make coffee sometimes. Let me ask. Γεια σας, μόνο κάνετε καφέδες για έξω? Όχι, εντάξει, ευχαριστώ. Γεια σας. No, unfortunately they don't make coffee, but they didn't make a soup. Like, did you see the gyros? Oh, by the way, guys, it's not gyros, it's gyros. I know it's confused because we have 5 or 6 E's. I'm not sure about that because I'm old school, and when I was going to school we had 7 E's, and then I read somewhere that we stopped using one of them because it was really old-fashioned, so we don't have. So I think we have 6, but we might have less. You know, things with languages is that they are trying to make it easier. I don't understand why to make a language easier, because if the brain of the older ancient people can understand 7 E's, why to make it 6? Okay, I'm rambling. So I was saying about spelling of gyros. We spell it in Greek with the Greek G, which is a gamma, ypsilon, which in English, because we don't use U because it's U and not E, we sometimes use the Y, which is, or Y. And then people see Y and they think, oh, okay, yellow, Y. So they think this is I. It's not I. It's E. So it's gyros. And yeah, well, all this rambling was about spelling, and that it's not gyros, it's gyros. And I still don't have a coffee. Nice. And my coffee is here. Coffee in hand, jacket off, going to the museum to wait for the other guys because they are visiting the archaeological site. I don't know if you would like me to tell you a few things about Delphi as we are walking. Delphi is one of the most significant archaeological sites in Greece and one of the most recognizable. And it is, according to ancient Greeks, this was the center of the earth. So what happened was that Zeus, the king of Greek gods, set free 2 big eagles, and they flew one to the one side and the other to the other side. They circled the earth, and they both landed in Delphi. So this place here is called the Omphalos, the navel, the center of the earth. And although it was there were all kinds of warships there long before it became the famous oracle of Apollo. There were other deities there. It was Gaia, and I don't want to tire you with all those details, which I don't know in detail anyway, because I'm not a historian. But Apollo took over the place. Or maybe I will tell you a little bit about the story, but I need to change the hands because my right hand is killing me. Anyway, Apollo somehow managed to take over the whole area, established his oracle with Pythia, the woman in her 50s. It was always a woman, the priest, always a woman, always over 50, lived inside the temple of Apollo. And she was, I don't know what kind of things she was taking, but or maybe she wasn't taking anything. But the thing is that Delphi became, for 7th century before Christ until 320 something, on Theodosius, a Byzantine emperor, banished all the paganistic, as they call it, rituals. So that's makes 1,000 years. So for all those 1,000 years, all the mighty kings, soldiers, people that couldn't afford it would come here for an advice what to do with their lives.